MrFaliN, thank you so much for the opportunity, man. Pleasure to meet you once again. But obviously, it would have been better if you guys were coming off of this with a victory. But still, no place else to go but forward, right? So hopefully, you guys can do that in the future.
I don't know what we're gonna do in the future, but I think we have to play as a team in the future. I guess that's probably our goal right now. But I don't know, really.
I mean, definitely understandable given that coming off of a loss like this against a team like BBL, with that rivalry now finally brewing. Still, I kind of want to now start off this conversation with like the game plan because you guys were coming into this um, following the victory over, I believe, Vitality. And obviously, that was a good way to start off this playoff run. And so, I mean, what was the biggest aspects that you guys had in mind when it comes to facing off against BBL with, the things that they showed to the table and everything besides that?
I guess it's different to play against BBL like the other teams because like in like Vitality, like Fnatic or Liquid, they just have a solid game plan and they always stick to it. But in the mid rounds, they can just give a better call like the other matches, maybe other teams. Sorry, but Vitality was just I don't know, maybe just sleep a little bit because I don't know their performance was too bad this year and this stage. But for BBL, I think. They might have I don't know, maybe a solid gameplay, but in the mid rounds, I think they're just playing like only one by one, That's, I think, why they're just playing like this right now. And that's why they're just growing so hard on the stage one. I think because of that, we just couldn't adapt to each other, because we have a team play. Yeah, FUT always just basic on the team play, and no one just carried us like the whole year or the last years too. So we always do the game plan, but in the mid round, so just like one by one, we normally don't accept or don't just pick just one by one. We always just call our teammates to help us, and we always stick to each other. But I think this year that's why we're just struggling right now because it happens a lot right now, and there is I don't know just talking like 2 or 3 weeks for this, how to communicate each other very well, but I think it didn't work out very well so for us right now.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it was definitely one in which you guys had plenty of like obstacles to face, confront, and try to overcome today in this match against BBL. And so, what I want to ask you, most specifically, is sort of like when you have this kind of team show this kind of performance, it might prove to be a different challenge for you to just try to lead the team, make the calls in the server, and just have everybody be on the same level to perform. As the IGO, when you see the teams struggling and not play to the way you want them to play, how difficult is it for you to try to lead everybody? Try to be the IGO and compete with that in mind.
Actually, of course, I'm Ajer. I will just give the whole call to teammates. But like I said, in the mid rounds, okay, I can just call something, and they always listen to me. But while in the mid round, the player has to set his mind. Okay, FALON told me I'll do this, but I just see the gap here, so I should do that, and I will tell him, okay, I'm gonna do this. There's a gap, just leave me there, and you guys can do whatever we want. So if I lead the whole my teammates, they can just only just, like how do you say that? Like horse glasses. I don't know how to explain that. They will just call the horse glasses, so they can only just look forward. But if I don't call, okay, guys, we're gonna do this. Yeah, only one vision. So if I do, okay, guys, we're gonna do something like this. But if you see any gap in it, just take your own mind and just do that. Okay, I'm calling it, but if you see a gap there or you see I don't know advantage there, just use it. Don't ask me. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. You guys can keep going, and I can just I don't know. Like if you're going A bit, okay, guys, I'm gonna look for middle. So if you guys struggle on A, I can just call you back to the middle or B, like this. So I'm not calling anyone. I'm just calling one thing, and they can just improve it. That's why I think we are just being struggling right now because like sometimes they're just only looking one vision. And me too. I was only one vision, but we don't have to do that, and we can't do that. Why we do that? We just lost the whole game. That's the whole point, I guess.
No, yeah. I want to now focus back onto the series itself, and like, just want to ask you sort of like a quick question about Ascent. And we saw a little bit of a variation, a little bit of a change in the composition, regarding that map. And obviously, like the last time you guys faced off against BBL, in that same map was like back then a few weeks ago. That like extra overtime affair. I want to ask you sort of like what the thought process behind making that change in the composition, bringing in Yoru for the Jet. What do you think? Just kind of like what's the rationale behind that?
Because of the changing over is like, okay, guys, we are defending very well, and we are not an execute team on Ascent. We're just just gathering the whole info on the map, then we can just go split somewhere. Everyone knows, okay, guys, we can take you, we can fake it, we have a lot of utility, and we have one more flash for it on attacker side. That's good for us, but the main issue is the defender side. Ascent is like, I don't know, maybe 70% on the defense side, and we said, okay, guys, Jet can do the whole thing, but why not we can insta use it on B and insta TP on back to A. So they can see on 3 people on B, and we can just make 3 people on A again, like in 1 second. So that's a good agenda for us. And we said, okay, you can take over, but just play like a Jet. You can insta pick somewhere, and you can insta go away. That's the main thing. You can do anything. You can flash pick for yourself. I think that's why we just pick together right now. That's the whole thing. Just insta rotate and one more flash, and he can just go away anywhere himself. Like he can do whatever he wants, basically.
I want to also ask you a question about Split, and given the team's 13-2 loss on that map, I want to ask you, not really mostly focusing on like the actual performance of that map itself, because I mean by all accounts nobody kind of played well, and so why select the Split? With you guys being like having a 1-3 record so far in the 2025 season. I'm sure you had that confidence, you had that like thought that maybe you guys could like select that map, maybe throw off BBL and then show a much better performance. But still, I want to ask you sort of like why the confidence in Split?
On Fnatic match, we just said, okay, guys, Fnatic when that's a bit, but we just know the gaps and we couldn't fill it. Like we are waiting on TVA side and no one's checking Van, no one checking CT. There's a whole gap in web and they can use the advantage. Fnatic is the guy. Fnatic is the man. So if they see the gap, they can just every time use it. And we know that. And against Vitality, okay, guys, we did perfect like anything. Like we just hold the gaps, we just hold the sides, we pick together, we flash pick together. That's all. And on BBL, we know they didn't play split very well. So much like they just play like I guess last kickoff matches maybe. But that was when VAC on the team. So okay, guys, they might have a chance. They might have a pick Heaven or Ascent for us. We just know that, and we're gonna go split if they ban fracture. Because if they're not gonna ban fracture, we're just gonna go split because they didn't play split. So we're gonna attack on split. Okay, if you take 4 or 5 rounds on split attack. If we stick to pistol on defense, or I don't know, just bonus round on defense, okay, guys, we can just end the game right now because SIP is a defensive side for us. Our defense side, we just believe, is a good defensive side, like the other maps, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. But it happens, it's VALORANT, so there is no way you can tell, I'm just 100% sure I can just win this map, so.
But at the very least, the attempt was made, and you guys did it as best as you could to perform well in that series. And of course, with this result, now you guys bow out of stage 1, and so now you guys look into stage 2. When it comes to looking at the preparation, or more so the improvements from what we've seen out of FUT in stage 1, what do you feel is like the first step that this team has to make in order to start this improvement?
Well, I don't know about the other team is, but I should know only one thing for us. We just have to communicate each other and know the basics of the VALORANT. That's the thing right now, because in this stage 1 and kickoff, we just couldn't do it very well. And we were so badly and poor decisions like ourselves. We have to just fix that. If we just see there is no tactic issues or there is no skill issues, only on personal changes, we need personal changes. Like no one has to look at only one direction in the game right now. Everyone has his opinion, and they have to believe that opinion and do that. That's all. I think that's the first step if we're gonna prepare stage 2. If we don't do that, we're gonna be shit on stage 2 again, I guess.
Well, last year FUT qualified for Masters Shanghai, and then from that point on, you guys went to champions. And I mean, what I'm trying to say though is like, sure, you guys didn't make a Masters this time, but hopefully we could see the reverse of that kind of fashion, which you guys aren't performing well in like stage 1, a little bit of stage 2. Then you guys can finally ramp it up at the end of stage 2, and then make on the champions and all of that stuff. So hopefully good things can happen for yourself and the rest of the team,
Thank you.
MrFaliN. And so that's it. I'm gonna have to wrap up the interview right here. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for the interview, for the answers, and for the insight. And of course, best of luck for you in the lead up to stage 2.
Okay, thank you too much too.
Thank you so much, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Have a good night.